here. Thanks for Yogi and Emma to introduction and organize today's meeting. So this is Bianca, Business Director, Country Manager of Indonesia from AI Rudder. In my side, Mr. Kun is co-founder and COO from AI Rudder. We're so happy here to introduce our AI robot call solution. I believe the fit brought us together, new friends and old friends. We hope everyone can spend a good time today with AI Rudder tonight. So next, I will introduce today's agenda. We will introduce 5 aspects today. The first is about our company. The second is our technology. The third part is product detail. And the next is the timeline deliverable. The last part is the QA. If you have any question, we can do free discussion. So this is today's agenda. We will spend around 40 minutes to 1 hour, but if you have any question, you can interrupt me anytime. Okay. So firstly, I believe all of you guys must be curious about AI Rudder, who we are, why we're here. When you started to using your smartphone, you already had formed a destiny with us. Why? Because there is a name between us, that is touchable keyboard. Talk about touchable keyboard. Let me talk about our co-founders firstly. Mr. Chen and Mr. Kun is our co-founders. All of them from US public company CoTech. In their first 10 years work experience, they built touchable keyboards for CoTech success and let it serve more than 800 million people around the world. You can find the right side logo, the blue one, that is touchable keyboard. Almost 90% smartphone brands like Vivo, Huawei, Oppo, Xiaomi are all preload touchable keyboard. So maybe the keyboard you use now every day is touchable. So that is our destiny. But CoTech is the history. Why we said that? What you see now today is AI Rudder. We have our own technology and promote to global market from last year. Until this moment, there are more than 100 million calls already made in AI Rudder system. These calls are all from Indonesia, Philippines, India market, and soon will be expanded to Vietnam, Mexico, Africa soon in the future months. That is our market. At the same time, AI Rudder focused on the financial industry and worked more than 50 clients, just spent more than 1 year. That is our speed. We call it AI Rudder speed. What we want to do now is, and in the future, is let our AI technology solution to deliver to all around the world. That is our mission. So I believe AI Rudder is not the only vendor you meet, but we will be the next one you choose. In nowadays, especially under new normal, we know when we wake up every day morning, we will ask ourselves, or I think your boss will ask you, how to manage our employees when they work from home, how to control the cost on the people, how to make the work efficiency maximization. There is a saying in China, where there are people, there is trouble. So how to solve your problem, how to solve these questions? I believe the digital process will help you with it. Each successful digital process will be related to ABC, we call it. What is A? A is AI. What is B? B is big data. And what is C? C is cloud. So we call it ABC. This ABC will be help you build your digital process. So AI will help you to use your data and save out cloud. That is ABC. Let's see what the key technology AI Rudder will provide to you. There are 3 key technology here. The first is, we call it ASR, automatic speech recognition. All the audio and contents can be translated to text with the ASR. The second is natural language understanding. How to understand the result of ASR result? You need to let NLU to read it. The next one is speech synthesizer. We call it TTS, text-to-speech. Do you know why the robot can speak out different words, different sentence, different amount like this? That is because we have TTS. So this is the K technology from AI. Now you know, actually this is not a new technology today, but we believe if you spend more time than others, than your competitor, you will become the expert in your field. After several years of research, AI Rudder built our own ASR, NIU, and TTS. We know some vendors are doing the same product with us. You may be heard from the other STEM introduction from them, but what they use now is from Google, from Microsoft in the market they can active now. But Microsoft and Google's ASR on Bahasa in Indonesia, which is designed for common conversation domain, not for fintech, not for financial industry only. That means if the user speaks some professional terms like the due date, like the amount, like the interest from the loan information, Google and Microsoft ASR maybe cannot understand it correctly, because that is not domain of the common conversation. That's why until now, we can reach 80% accuracy on financial fields on Bahasa. So after you get this kind of accuracy, it will influence how the users feel when they talk with the robot. That is our first big advantage. Except that our cooperation team is from the biggest travel platform, C-Trip, if you heard that. Whatever how big volume you have now, we can support in a short time and with 7 days, 20 hours standby customer service team. That is our 3 core capability. How to prove it? You might think it's from my mouth. I talk to you today about our advantage. I need to say how to prove from our existing clients. They will tell you who are they using and benefit from AI Rudder robot solution now. Here, you might find some familiar logo like from the fintech field, like Credit Pinta, Rubia Jibat, Maucash, Julo, and some multi-finance like Adila, SMS Finance, and Traveloka. I believe this famous company, you must familiar with them. So some clients, just a part of clients we work now from Indonesia. Today, I think you might didn't see any bank partner now, but I believe in the future, in the several months later, we will welcome the bank partner join us. So today will be the day of the sacred mission. Now let's go to the product part. Today I will introduce 6 products. The first is connection, the second is telemarketing, and info checker. So the left side is the outbound call. Outbound call is the we call the user. And the right side customer service is inbound call. That is the user call us. Besides that, quality assurance and the phone verify is additional features. We have no relationship with the call. Let's introduce it one by one. The first is connection. Let's watch a video from the connection robot reminder demo.
Halo, selamat pagi, Bu.
Pagi.
Saya Ayu dari aplikasi ABC.
Oh ya,
Pada tanggal 18 Januari, Anda telah mengajukan pinjaman di aplikasi kami. Jumlahnya 100 juta rupiah.
iya.
Pinjaman Anda akan jatuh tempo pada tanggal 18 Maret. Kapan nih Anda bisa melakukan pelunasan?
Sekarang masih belum ada uang, minta waktu banyak ya.
Pembayaran yang tepat waktu dapat mempermudah peminjaman selanjutnya. Sebaliknya, keterlambatan pembayaran dapat mempengaruhi riwayat kredit Anda. Dapatkah Anda melunasi pinjaman Anda tepat waktu?
Bisakah dicicilan?
Maaf, kami tidak menerima pembayaran cicilan. Harus dibayarkan penuh sesuai nominal yang ada di aplikasi pinjaman Anda. Bapak bisa dibayarkan pinjamannya?
Jumlah berapa ya?
Jumlahnya 100 juta rupiah.
Aku cari uang ya.
Baik, terima kasih atas kerjasamanya. Boleh diinfokan kapan ya Anda melunaskannya?
Mungkin sore ini jam 4.
Jadi Anda berencana melunaskan dengan cara apa?
Transfer lewat BCA.
Baik, jika Anda tidak ingat, Anda bisa masuk ke aplikasi kami untuk melihat tata cara pembayaran dan jumlah yang harus dibayar. Kami juga akan bantu memeriksa status pinjaman Anda. Makasih atas kerjasamanya, sampai jumpa.
This is the one example from reminder we call it before due date. Let's watch another cases after due date for connection.
Halo, selamat pagi, Bu. Iya, saya Ayu dari aplikasi. Angsuran Anda sudah melewati jatuh tempo selama 6 hari. Jumlahnya Rp12.200.000. Halo, Bu. Bisa dengar saya nggak? Iya. Silakan lakukan pembayarannya segera. Kapan nih Ibu bisa melakukan pelunasan? Iya, saya belum dapat dananya. Pembayaran tepat waktu bisa menguntungkan Ibu untuk banyak hal, termasuk pengajuan pinjaman ulang. Dan sebaliknya, kalau terlambat dilunasi, catatan kredit Ibu menjadi kurang baik. Jadi, silakan lakukan pembayaran secepatnya ya. Iya, baik. Anda akan melakukan pembayaran dengan metode apa? Biasanya PMBCA. Baik, kami tunggu lagi pelunasan Anda. Kalau belum diterima, kami akan hubungi Anda lagi. Terima kasih.
From these two examples, you will find several variable support use or TTS technology. The first is application name from the plan for. The second is the date, different due dates, different borrow date. And the third is the amount, different borrow amount and payable amount. And the last is the gender. Gender will help the robots become more humorable. So that will be better for the user's experience. But if you heard it carefully, you will find there is some children's noise in the background. Even we have the noise background to interrupt with the robot. Robot will know the male will be the key person she need to talk with, not the children. So that is fancy for some point of a product. And how to pick up a robot you like. We provide several models you can pick up from several aspects. Usage range, we have reminder part, collection part, the voice type, you have male voice, female voice, even different male, we have the different voice. And the script language, you can design the scripts in formal language or spoken language like we talk. So the feeling will be different. Next is the tone level. In different due date DPD, we believe you use different tone, soft or tougher or pressure will be give the user different experience and feeling. So after this module combination, you can find hundreds choice from our platform now. But even you didn't find any suitable robots from this 100, we can do customized robots for free for you guys. So no worries about. There's some important data we want to show. From our platform, we collection some data like duration, like pickup rate to show how the performance from existing cases now. We divided collection into two parts. Before due date, we call it M0. After due date, we call it M1. So you see, in the life site M1, the duration will be higher and pickup rate will be higher also. That's because the user's volume will be like from a decrease from M0 to M1. But after due date, even M1, we can still keep the pickup rate around 50%. So I believe it will be higher than the desk call from human agent. In the middle one, you will find the biggest 4.8% repayment rate improve. How we get this number? That is because all of our clients will show you just now. They will do A/B test before they use our robot. So they will find after they use the robot and before they use the robot, how much repayment rate increase they can get. And they give us this feedback, give us this number. We calculate the average will be 5%. So that is the reason. You must ask me how robots to help you to get so higher repayment rate. This is the answer. The label will be back to you after the robot conversation with the user. We have 8 labels now. Label A is willing, label B is unwilling, label C is paid until label H need help. That is the robot judgment from the user's intention after the conversation, after several rounds to convince him to pay. So after you get this label, how to use this label, how to training this label, you can build your CRM system. You can use it to analyze your customers' behavior, performance. And also the most important is to let your human to follow some difficult cases label like unwilling or need help. This case must means the user made some difficult, maybe it's financial issues, maybe it's medical issues. Somehow the robot cannot solve this kind of users. So the smart human need to do much time and spend more time on this unreachable, unwilling to pay customer. The time will be saved on the unreachable customer, already paid customer, and willing to pay customer. This combination will help you to improve your agent efficiency, and the repayment rate will be also improved because this combination. At the same time, we will give you the suggestion how to use the combination, when you need to use the combination. We found there is very interesting things. Before the human go to work, like before 9 a.m. or before 8 a.m., the robot pickup rate will be higher than evening or than the afternoon. Why? Because we think some users' behavior or habit will be open your smartphone in the morning when they wake up from bed. So they will check if there are any SMS didn't read or any calls missed. So when you call them in this time, the pickup rate will be higher. But when the users go to work, when they go to the company, they need to focus on their work. They didn't have time to pick up your call. So the pickup rate will be lower and lower until the night. Based on these cases, we suggest you to use the robots before they can pick up your call, like the morning and the evening and the afternoon. So that is from our successful cases, the time strategy. Also, we know the market, there are several ways to do the connection, not only the robots like IVR. IVR is the no interaction, just the recording play the robot. And the SMS will be also the strong way you do the information message. So we do some really cases comparison to let you know how the robot performance when they being compared with SMS and IVR and also human. The first cases is from our first clients. It's very interesting. These clients, they use the human even before due date to do the reminder call from T-2 until T-0. So we suggest them to do A/B test. You can try to let the robot to help the human. Why you don't try? So they take this suggestion and to do the A/B test. The right part is the result. Before the robots help the human, repayment rate is only 67%. But like the strategy combination to do the effectiveness improve, the repayment rate is really improve 5%. Why? Because collection robots is flexible and scalable. It can reach several thousands or several hundreds calls at the same time in several minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. So You can reach your users at the same time in short time. Secondly, the robot is keep self-level. Even they cannot speak any abusive language, so you don't need to worry about the user will get complaint from the robot. But human is smart. He can handle the intelligent cases. So after they use the time to do the complexity cases, the repayment rate will be increased. After due date, how the performance? Let's show this case. Human and SMS and IVR is the usable ways to do the collection. But even SMS IVR is so cheap. How the robots can help you when this cost but repayment increase your repayment rate. In the right side, T+2 and T+5 will be two A/B test group test. T+2 repayment rate is increased 6%. T+5 repayment rate is also increased 5%. Why? Because SMS and IVR is so cheap. You didn't spend much time on that, but the valuable is like the price. He didn't give you any data feedback. He can't give you any quantitative data feedback. So how you use this SMS and IVR to convince your human to pay your money? No, only human will do that, and also robot will do that. So that is the combination with SMS and IVR. We know cost will be the top concern from the user, from your site. So we do the calculation here to help you to see how much money you can save, even our price is not so cheap. So for example, if you make 3,000 calls per day, we use the basic salary in Indonesia of each desk call, and compare the robot's call. We charge the per pickup call 9 cents. You can save 10,000 per month US dollar, just 3,000 call. If 6,000, 10,000, I can't imagine the number. Oh, that is a lot of money. But robot cannot only help you save the money. We must to help you improve your profit margin. How? Let's calculate how much money you can make more. This case is from T-2 until T-0. More than 6,000 cases will be called, but finally they only pay us 9 cents US dollar per cases. And we have them increase repayment rate 4.34 percent. The profit will be increased per case is $3 US dollar. This is for reminder. Let's see the connection T+7. Just only 173 cases. The repayment rate also increased 3.27%. But the per cases profit increase also will be around $3 US dollar. So you see, even before due date or after due date, the profit will be keep the same level because the robot is keep stable level on their capital. That is the connection part. If guys don't have any question on collection, we will skip to the quality assurance product. Okay. Quality assurance, like the name, is do the QA product to help you check the human agent desk call behavior. But we heard from question from our clients. Don't you think it's hard to monitor too much desk call behavior, especially when they work from home? Don't you also think you spend a lot of money on the QA team, but you can't find a problem? Even they still have the company every day more and more. Don't you also think there are too many recordings every day, but you can't check it all? So you must want to know if the agent has broken any company rules, right? So let our QA robot help you. How? Let's watch a video from our existing clients, Credit Pinta. One of the biggest fintech company got licensed from OJK. Let's see how the behavior of their human agent.
Halo, selamat pagi Bapak Muhammad Reza.
Iya, pagi.
Biasa saya Pak dari Kredit Pintar. Ini untuk tagihannya bagaimana Pak? Kenapa belum dibayarkan juga?
Waduh, sayanya lupa duitnya banyak tapi nggak.
Bagaimana Pak?
Lupa, duitnya banyak cuman lupa bayarnya.
Ya, di hari ini jam berapa Pak untuk pembayarannya?
Nggak tahu.
Bagaimana Pak?
Nggak tahu.
Ya, tidak tahu bagaimana. Tidak tahunya bagaimana? Ya, tidak tahunya bagaimana?
Maksudnya?
Tidak tahunya bagaimana? Kan saya tanya, hari ini dibayar di jam berapa?
Oh, nggak bayar ya, lupa.
Ya, lupa kenapa? Anda lupa ingatan? Anda lupa ingatan, Pak? Ya, bagaimana, Pak? Anda lupa ingatan? Ya, masih sadar tidak punya hutang?
Tidak sadar.
Ya, bagaimana, Pak?
Kebanyakan order sama tempe.
Ya, jadi Pak ya, Anda kan sudah dibantu nih Pak, pinjamannya dengan mudah. Modalnya KTP sama foto mukanya aja ya. Sekarang tinggal pengembaliannya Pak ya. Mohon kerjasamanya, Anda sudah pernah kami bantu ya. Modalnya KTP Pak sama foto diri Anda. Itu sudah kami bantu pencairan ya. Jadi sekarang kami tunggu pembayaran tagihannya Pak, tidak lebih dari jam 12 siang hari ini ya. Mohon kerjasamanya Bapak Muhammad Reza. Kalau masih punya pikiran membayar tagihannya, bayar apa ya? Malu Pak, sudah dipinjamkan dana, tapi seperti ini. Oh, pantas saja Anda ya. Ya sudah, kami tunggu Pak di jam 12 siang. Bila belum masih bayar, nanti kolektor yang datang langsung ke rumah. Terima kasih, selamat pagi.
This recording, this tempo is too long, around more than 2 minutes. I can't imagine if I am the QA engineer, I need to listen and finish this 2 minutes recording. That will be spend me too much time because this agent is repeated once and again. But if we read the text, I think we can only spend 20 seconds or 30 seconds, right? So that is the QA robot's work. Only you send your human agent recording to us, or QA robot will help transfer the contents into text. Why we can do that? Because we have the ASR we introduced before, speech to text. It's easy to review the text more than listening to audio. Not only this, we can also provide a free QA model detection for you. Just share two things. The first is keywords you want to highlight, like some bad words, negative words, positive words. You want to do the point to highlight. You share to us. The second is if you have some standard operation procedure, we call it SOP. You can also send to us, like you ask your agent to introduce the information firstly. You ask agent to confirm the PTP firstly. So like this procedure, you can send to us. We will give you a result of the agent behavior on SOP. And after that, you will have the automatic QA robot report every day. How to use this report? Your agent will be more willing to abide by the rules and the regulations. Just like the student will know their teacher will check their homework every day. How can they behave a bad boy, right? Bad girl, or a good boy, good girl? So finally, your user will have the better experience and your company will be decrease the low rate. Let's see, AI robots will check all the recording. Then you can let the report to sort of some recording you need to highlight. And you spend just 1 or 2 people to check the highlighted results firstly. Finally, you will find the probabilistic recording with the short time. That is the best practice of the AI quality assurance. Let's see. This product is an API product. What means? You need to use our API portal to send the recording to us. and we need time to do the detection and give you T+1 feedback report. But all the online QA model improvement will be in short time and will be in free. So about the cost, how to calculate the cost. If you think you have several thousand recording every day, that will be spending your much time or much money. Don't worry. Or cost by QA is charged per recording. No limited the duration, even 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes, just charge once. So calculate the efficiency and cost. You still save much time and money. That is the QA part. Okay. So let's get to the telemarketing part. Telemarketing, just a traditional ways, because we have telemarketing team to call to ask the user, do you want to buy my product every day? Now I'm also doing the telemarketing because I'm showing my product. So are you trouble with how to recover your business every day now? Because we know COVID-19 has been a big effect on our business. The most of clients told us their business only recovery 20% or 30% now. But you have too much clients before the COVID-19, right? Don't you want to know how they good or not now? So let's see how the other clients doing now. There are some two cases. The first is for new clients. Let me watch the demo.
Selamat pagi. CCS dari aplikasi limit Anda telah disetujui. Ada yang perlu diskusi sama Anda, bisakah? Halo, bisa dengar saya?
Halo,
Boleh minta waktu Anda 1 menit?
iya.
Jadi begini, waktu konfirmasi pinjaman akan segera kadaluarsa. Hari ini khusus untuk Anda, dibuka jalur
Maaf,
pencairan cepat.
bisa
Klik
ulangi
konfirmasi pencairan dana. Jadi begini, waktu konfirmasi pinjaman akan segera kadaluarsa. Hari ini khusus untuk Anda, dibuka jalur pencairan cepat. Klik konfirmasi pencairan dana, langsung dikirimkan ke rekeningmu.
Oke, baik. Nanti saya lihat ya.
Harap perhatikan SMS Anda. Kami akan mengirimkan link untuk mengunduh aplikasi. Klik link tersebut untuk masuk ke aplikasi. Kemudian, klik link konfirmasi pinjaman. Dana akan langsung dikirimkan ke rekeningmu. Terima kasih.
This case's demo is for some new clients. They applied the new loan but didn't active. Let's see how the performance of the old clients, old good quality clients.
Halo, selamat pagi. Saya Tina dari layanan pelanggan aplikasi. Akhir-akhir ini kami ada kegiatan khusus untuk customer lama. Apakah Anda tertarik? Apaan? Jadi begini, sebagai bentuk terima kasih untuk customer bagus seperti Anda, apabila Anda mengajukan pinjaman sekarang, kami akan memberikan 1 kupon diskon untuk Anda. Bunga akan langsung dikurangi setelah sukses mendaftarkannya. Dana yang diberikan pun akan lebih banyak. Nanti Anda bisa mendaftar melalui link yang kami kirimkan melalui SMS ke nomor Anda. Kuota terbatas. Pertama datang, dilayani duluan. Halo, bisa dengar saya? Ya. Boleh minta waktu Anda 1 menit? Oke. Baik, silakan menantikan SMS kami. Silakan klik linknya untuk mengunduh aplikasi kami dan mengajukan pencairan jika Anda sudah dapat pemasangan.
Seems this old client is focused on take care of his children. Same with the connection robot. The telemarketing robot, I will give you the intention feedback. We divide it into 4 parts. The first is unclear. Unclear means the user didn't show any interest or no interest. The second is the no interest. The third is interest, and some users not answered your calls. So it's same with the strategy we show you before. After you get this intention from the robot, from our report, you can change your telemarketing strategy. But even you didn't change your strategy to follow these cases, the text to speech to text, the result will give you the data to know how the performance, how the life of these clients now. Under the COVID-19, a lot of clients ask us to do the telemarketing now. The first round is let the robot call and they will send the SMS, and they will check the text result. After that, they will let the human to follow some cases they think might be the new clients good or some old clients not good. Finally, you will find the target clients. That is one step-by-step feature process. So we see a sentence: one would rather attack actively than wait negatively. You have too many users before COVID-19, we see. Why you don't try to do a simple survey by a call, just to do a simple conversation? Maybe you can get a surprise from the next turning point, right? That is the telemarketing we finished. The next is the customer service. Customer service is a special field because that is the inbound call. Not each client have this kind of request, but we have the new project from some e-commerce clients now. Let's show also a demo for you.
Co-Founder Indonesia, halo, dengan operator cerdas Dina, ada yang bisa saya bantu?
Halo, saya mau tanya, pinjaman saya ini jatuh temponya kapan?
Sudah memiliki pinjaman dengan jumlah Rp500.000 dan jatuh temponya tanggal 5 Maret. Pengembalian pinjaman dengan tepat waktu dapat membantu Anda meningkatkan limit. Mau tanya, masih ada yang bisa saya bantu?
Jadi, gimana cara pembayarannya? Apa bisa langsung bayar di aplikasi?
Anda dapat membayar melalui aplikasi, transfer bank, atau cara pembayaran lainnya. Untuk cara pembayaran dan informasi terkait lainnya, Anda dapat masuk ke aplikasi. Mau tanya, masih ada yang bisa saya bantu?
Oh gitu, kalau saya selesaikan pembayaran sebelum jatuh tempo, limit saya dapat naik berapa?
Baik, sekarang saya bantu alih ke layanan pelanggan. Mohon tunggu sebentar.
Usually, how to get a customer robot for you? There are three steps. The one step, you need to send the FAQ list made for yourself. Some simple question, some repeated and frequently question the user might ask. Then the robot needs this question and needs these answers to training the model. Once the robot pick up the question from the user, they will answer this question. But if some had difficult cases they can answer and handle, they can transfer to the user directly. So that is the customer service robot process. But the robot is more flexible than human because that can be standby 7 days and 24 hours services. And the request of simple question like 80% can be solved by robots, and the user will be no waiting time on the ask some simple question. Okay. The next info checker is the outbound call we just introduced before. Now let's see what kind of information can be checked by robot.
Halo, saya robot verifikasi dari aplikasi. Sekarang ingin verifikasi pinjaman dengan Anda. Selanjutnya, tolong menjawab iya atau bukan dalam 5 detik setelah pertanyaan berakhir. Pertama, apakah Anda pernah mengajukan pinjaman dari aplikasi?
Tidak.
Apakah benar ini dengan Bu Nikmatul Nusyida?
Ya, benar.
Apakah benar 4 digit terakhir nomor telepon Anda adalah 3300?
Tidak.
Apakah benar 4 digit terakhir nomor telepon Anda adalah 9999?
Tidak.
Apakah benar bank penerima Anda adalah BRI?
Tidak.
Apakah benar batas waktu pinjaman Anda 14 hari?
Tidak.
Apakah jumlah pinjaman Anda kali ini 1.200.000?
Tidak.
Baik, proses verifikasi Anda sudah selesai. Terima kasih atas kerjasama Anda. Sampai jumpa.
See, the simple question like the user's name, the phone number, and bank account number, and his ID number, this simple question can be confirmed and verified from info checker robots. We believe that can be used in some risk control process or the loan DPD process. Any information you want to check scenery can be used the info checker robot. As same with the other outbound robot like collection and the telemarketing, we also provide the FAQ list and the customized script you can design, and the result will be feedback on time in the short time, so you can training and check this result. The next part is the phone verify. Phone verify is the simple product. I believe you must have this kind of phone verify, but it's different because this is the on-time status detection, and the checking way is different with the telecom way. Let's see. The first step, you will send the different phone list to us from our API. After we got this phone number, we will check the signal from the local telecom. But because of the situation of the local feedback, we can't have the 100% result. The average percentage we can get is around 20% or 30%. And how about the next 6% or 70%? We were doing the ANU running way detection. How? By calling. We will call these phone numbers in 5 seconds or 10 seconds in short time, but hang up. He didn't pick up. And checking this rental, like busy line rental, is the line is busy now. Like the out of service is this phone number you call is out of service. Different rental will give us the NIU have the segment. So we will give you feedback on different status on time. But this result will be changed maybe 5 minutes later or 10 minutes later, but will be useful for you to know this time this user how the status of his phone number. Some of existing clients will be used in the emergency phone number checking or long DPD connection the phone numbers checking, but the price will be so lower than the market level. So that is our product part we finished now. Let's go to the timeline. I believe you must want to know how time you can get a robot from us. The usually way our clients use now is 2 ways. The first is website system. We will give you a login page. You have account. You can log in to see the dashboard and upload a list you want to call, download the report you after finish the call, or the operation will be easy, just spend 5 minutes or 10 minutes will be finished and the whole process. That is the website. But if you have powerful engineer team, we suggest you to do the API integration with us, because API will be more flexible. You can change any strategy, change the list you want to call, and download the report at the same time to finish the call. So that is the API. About our architecture, the whole system process, we will give you a map. The live site is the data input from you. You are the clients. And we will give you API portal. You will have the secret to use the API. And our basic technology, NIU, ASR, TTS will be concluded in this architecture. And finally, after we have the results, we will doing the intention identification like winning or unwinning. And you will get the result output from our system directly. So this is the whole architecture, not so difficult, not so complicated. So the API process and also the test process will be only spent 1 month or 2 months if you want to do any customized request, like you want to have your own robot, or you want to have your own voice robot, like this way. The special requirement will be finished within 2 months total. But if you want to choose the existing mature robot directly, now at this time or later, you can call directly. The whole process will be within 1 month, even 2 weeks or 4 weeks, you will finish all the process with taste and get the robot. That is the roughly idea. Okay, so here is the all from our part from the AI Rudder about product and company. Terima kasih.
Okay, thank you, Bianca. And is there any presentation from Mr. Kun?
I just want to add some very simple notes. So first, thank you all participating in this discussion session with us, and thanks Mr. Yugi for organizing this very fruitful discussion. And I strongly believe in the years to come, the AI technology will have a very large impact in all sorts of industries, including the financial sector, where the efficiency, the cost will be optimized in a very considerable way. So that is why we want to start this company and to build products that will benefit the financial industry as the first step. And in the meantime, during our journey, it is not us who created these products alone, but rather it is our clients, including you, maybe in the near future, that help us to shape these products, to make them better, to make them work for real life scenarios. So that's why we need to hold this discussion with you and to take any questions from you. So I suggest we, at the next part, we can answer any questions you might have regarding the technology, the products, and the service, and the possibilities.
Okay, Bianca is very cool technology. Okay, guys, now we are going to Q&A session. Hello, everyone. May I know we still listening our speaker tonight? Can all of you turn off your video before we are going to Q&A session? Let's we take a photo together first, so we can know we still listening us. Bianca, can you close your material? Okay. Okay. Mrs. Lisa, Mbak Lisa, Miss Ana, Miss Alif, Mas Seno nih, Mas Seno, Mr. Xiaofei, Mbak Kalestin, Mas Arfian, Galaxy Note 8, Mbak Biani, Mas Roy. Can all of you turn on your video? We will take a picture together before we doing a Q&A session. Okay, I will hitung sampai 3 ya. Okay. Bianca, is there any style at AI Rudder for photo?
Not really.
Really? Mas Anwar, gayanya apa Mas Anwar? Ada ide nggak?
We can do it in your way. You can suggest one.
Your way. Oke, karena ini sepertinya milenial semua, mungkin gayanya bosan ya kayak gini terus ya. Bianca, can we take a picture like this? Okay. Like this. Okay, Mbak Cinta, Mbak Kalestin, boleh dong lihat fotonya nih. Miss Ana lagi sembunyi, Mbak Biani, oke?
Ini suka mati sendiri nih Mas, lagi agak error.
Oke, I will say it until 4 ya. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, thank you guys. Okay, Bianca and Mr. Kun, there is a lot of questions from our participants. There are maybe around 24 questions, but we will give chance for the 3 questions from our live participation. There is question from Mas Eko. Okay, Mr. Eko, can you asking live to Bianca and Mr. Kun?
Yeah, thank you, Mas Yogi. Thank you, hi Bianca, hi Mr. Kun. So actually, the first presentation about collection is very interesting because collection is one of my part. The one that I asked, the one that Bianca,
Mas Eko,
Mrs.
anyway, can you introduce yourself on your company?
Oh ya, ya, sorry Mas Yogi. Sorry, halo Mas Yogi, teman-teman, and Miss Bianca, Miss Kun. I'm from Bank Maya Pada. I'm heading the credit credit division actually. So I'm handling the collection, credit initiation, and fraud management. So on the collection part, the one that Miss Bianca present, I understand it is implementable, but mostly on the M0 and the M1 condition, the prior due date and after due date, the first month of due date. But collection, especially for consumer products, is until 180 plus and even into the recovery section, right? The one that I asked in the chat screen is how do this AI technology can be implementable for the later buckets, say the 90 plus buckets. We all know when we are in the collection business, the deeper the bucket, the difficult the accounts, right? How we solve that. The first major thing is how we reach to the customers, right? How we do the outbound calls, how we get in touch with the customers. Like the one that the best time to call. I forget in which page Miss Bianca presented. The best time to call is in the morning or in the afternoon, right? But when it comes to the later buckets, the 90 plus buckets, even in the back end or in the recovery, it is not like that. We have to do more efforts. And then when we reach out to the customer, so the outbound call is achieved, the thing is, these clients, these customers are pretty much very difficult, You have to do some personal approach, some even some skip tracing, The one that pick up the calls is actually not the customer, but someone saying that he or she is the relative of the customer. So whether it's a lie, whether it's sorry to say it's a bullshit, or whether it's true. So we don't, even as human, it's difficult to identify that. And even if we get in touch with the customer, most of them are saying that I don't have any money. I only have this much of money. So there will be some negotiation part on that. Maybe from your experience, Miss Bianca or Mr. Kun, what can your suggestion be for that later buckets, the 90 plus buckets? Thank you. That's all.
Oh, okay. I think I'll first answer this question. Before Bianca can give maybe adding more information. So first, this is a very good question, and we have been asked by our clients many times. So for different buckets, the strategy of applying technology, AI robot, collection robot is very different. For early bucket, the reminder phase especially, it is okay for some clients to leave the job to robot entirely. But for later buckets, 90 plus days, 180 plus days, the main benefit of using robot is twofold, I should say. The first one is to reach your customers, reach your borrowers, because the concurrency capability of collection robot is very good. Like Bianca introduced, we can make over 2,000 telephone calls at the same time. So roughly, we can make over 100,000 telephone calls today for our customers. So that's a very large volume possibility. So using our technology, it's very easy to try to reach all your later bucket borrowers. And among those who can be connected with our robot, who actually pick up the phone call, we will have a very meaningful conversation with them. But like you said, it's not easy or even not feasible to negotiate in details with those borrowers. So what we try to do is ask very simple and straightforward questions to these borrowers, whether or not they acknowledge that they borrowed the loan maybe several months before, and whether or not they had money and they're willing to pay. And we will simply record the whole conversation, transcribe the conversation into text, and give the intention of the borrowers automatically, and handle all these data, structured information to your collection team. So by that, it's not only possible for your collection team to handle maybe these borrowers, but also out of these maybe hundreds or even thousands or even more, sometimes millions of, maybe not that many borrowers, it's possible for you to take actions for those who are at least give some positive feedback in the conversation. So for many of our clients, before they use robot, they tend to leave those borrowers alone somehow, because it's not a very effective way to try to call these customers using their very precious labor force. But after using our collection robot, they can filter out all the bad borrowers till this day in those later bucket, and only try to call those willing to pay borrowers in later bucket by their labor force, by their desk agents. So using such a technology and a strategy, it's not a problem of getting all your money back, but it's a problem of increasing the probability and possibility of getting some of your money back. And that is where the technology can help, even for those late bucket borrowers.
So, Mr. Kun, the one that you mentioned, that you can, produce those amounts of calls, it is what I recall, maybe some kind of an auto dialer or predictive dialer, right? Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
The technology is very similar. The problem with those auto dialer is they cannot have a conversation, and thus they cannot give you any feedback.
Yeah, okay. And then again, for the one that you mentioned, that you do some pretty straightforward questions. So it is like more of a yes or no question, and then we derive the logic for the collection strategy. Is that my understanding is correct?
Not exactly. For collection robot, the question we answer is very flexible, not only yes or no questions. We can ask all kinds of questions and record the maybe very complicated answers from the borrowers. And later we will analyze the whole conversation and give you a very comprehensive intention of the customer. It's not like the info checker robot during the underwriting process.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Kun.
Actually, Mr. Echo, I have another additional. For the later buckets you mentioned just now, we call it deadbeat. Why they become deadbeat? Because their quality is not so good as the earlier bucket. Yeah. And also, this kind of people, their financial situation is not so good. So we need to know this kind of users in the more than 90 days, maybe the phone number, the status is not active. Yeah. So the reasonable pickup rate is so lower for the loan bucket. How you know? We just introduced or another product, Phone Verify. You need to know what the on-time status now. The phone number is good or not. If it's empty phone number already, you don't need to waste time on that.
So like you combine between the collection robot and the phone verifier project, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So we suggest you can try the phone verify first, and you will find
Okay.
some phone number is still active. Then you use the robot to call this still active phone number. After that, we will filter some the conversation users. They're waiting to do the talking, to do the negotiation with you, or give me more time, give me more days. This user is still a good user because he can pick up your call, he can talk your call, and we suggest to integrate your system from robot. If robot find this kind of situation, we can transfer to your human directly. Let your human to convince him in short time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's very cool actually, the technology. Maybe Mas Yogi, one last question. Mr. Kun, Miss Bianca, I'm just gonna ask straightforward. Do you have any established business in Indonesia? Do you have any client here in Indonesia?
Yes.
Maybe maybe I can check with the how is there maybe.
Yeah, in our slides at the beginning, we have more than 40 clients already worked with AI Rudder, and
you already have business here established in Indonesia?
Yes, we have worked in Indonesia more than 1 year.
Okay, that's great then. Thank you again, Mr. Kun, Mas Yogi. Thank you, Mas Yogi.
Okay, most welcome, Mas Eko. Hope you are satisfied with Bianca and Mr. Kun answer. Okay, we will go to the next question from Biani. Biani, are you still with us? Hi, Biani. Okay, okay. Can you asking for live, Biani? Mrs.
yeah.
Biani?
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, Bianca. Hi, Kun Wu. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi, Biani.
Hi.
Hi, such a very interesting presentation you had. I just wondering about the local language, because can your robot detect the local language, since as we know that Indonesia has very various bahasa, very various language, and as I've been also placed in some remote area in Indonesia, and most of my clients and customer in a remote area, rural area, they don't speak bahasa very fluently. Can your robot detect all this kind of thing and solve it? I think that's all for me.
Anyway, can you introduce yourself and your company, Biani?
Okay, I'm Tri. I'm currently doing agency development in AXA Financial Indonesia, and yeah, I think that's all for me.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Bianca and Mr. Kun, maybe you want to answer.
Okay, actually, for this question, this is also a very good question, and for this question, we have a client case study to let you know how we handle remote users. It's one of our multi-finance clients. I think Bianca can introduce the details.
Yes, we have this kind of type of clients. Name is SMS Finance. Their clients are divided in different islands because they doing the new car or old car loan. So their clients are in different islands, and we already worked with them. The result shows the accuracy on the rural language is not bad. Maybe a little lower than Bahasa, but still can work and communication with the user. But for your question, Biani, we need to see what the difference your clients with or existing clients' language. Maybe after the meeting, if you have interest, you can send one sample or two sample to us. We can do comparison and to checking the accuracy of our existing technology and tell you the result.
Okay, sure. Thanks, Bianca.
Okay, thank you, Miss Biani and Miss Bianca, Mr. Kun. Next question from Mrs. Yacinta. Mrs. Yacinta, are you still online? Ah, okay.
Yeah, of course.
Please welcome Mrs. Yacinta.
Okay, yeah, that's not going well with my video.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Hi, Bianca and Kun Wu. My question
Hi.
is, yeah, mostly our customers stay in the rural area. Maybe the question would be quite the same with the previous one, the previous one from AXA. Yeah. We often get difficulties with the phone for our customer in rural area. Sometimes you cannot reach their phone or lost signal or something like that. And it seems that your AI could be easily implemented in big cities. Then do you have another suggestion for our customer who lives in rural area? That's all. And before I'm Yasinta for Bank Mandiri Taspen.
Okay, this is also a very important question, because in order to apply the AI and the collection robot in loan collection scenarios, we also need a very good infrastructure. In this case, the telecommunication. So in order to reach the end user, the borrowers, we have a dedicated team to optimize the pickup rate and the reachability of our borrowers. We have several different strategies or modules to do that. First, we will work with many vendors who can provide telecommunication services. And second, we will have a very flexible strategy to call the same borrower if he or she does not pick the phone. For example, we will try the first vendor, the first carrier. If it doesn't work, we will maybe wait for 5 or 10 minutes and try the second carrier, and so forth. So in that way, and everything is done automatically by the computer. In that way, we can maximize the possibility of reaching the borrowers in rural areas.
Yes, and actually I need to mention that our cost proposal is just a charge per pick up the call. That means if the signal is lost or the cannot reachable, there is no cost, no lose for our clients, because you don't need to pay us any money. So we will try again and again until we reach this customer.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is any question, Miss Yeni Cinta?
I think it's enough. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Anyway, Miss Yacinta is head HR at Bank Mantap. Maybe all of you can follow up her after this. Okay. Next question is from Miss Rani Rusiana. Miss Rani, are you can online?
Hi, good evening, everybody. I'm so sorry. I have a problem with my camera and laptop, so maybe we can make it off, switch off for the camera. Okay, I have 4 questions. Number 1 is, how many the percentage for the collection robot, which can recognize the feedback from the customer so far? Like maybe, you know, sometimes the robot can understand about the feedback from the customer, and do you have the audit to find it, how the percentage, how the rates, and what about that?
Okay.
Okay.
Let me reply the first question. The percentage of the collection robot recognize accuracy from our existing client feedback and from our own calculation, or percentage of accuracy of the collection robot is around 80% to 90% between this range, and will be influenced by the noise, by the background, and influenced by the telecom, the signal. That is the reply.
And I think the essence of this question is, what's the benchmark of such a collection robot. So we have several different benchmarks. First is the accuracy of each interaction, back and forth interaction between the robot and the borrower. Bianca gave you the rough number. Is the accuracy is around 80 to 90%. So 8 or 9 out of 10 times, we can understand correctly what the borrower really means. And another very important benchmark is the PTP rate. So to what extent can robot automatically get the so-called promise to pay signal from the borrowers? So that really depends on the quality of the borrowers and the quality of the loan product. But roughly speaking, we can reach around 40 to 70% of PTP rate from average clients of ours. And that is why we can really help human agents to finish their job in a more effective way with lower cost.
Okay, so it's around 10% for the, yeah, I can say the failure, or maybe the robot can recognize for the customer feedback.
Correct, but the interesting thing about collection is sometimes you don't have to be 100% correct in order to send your message, which is very loud and clear to the borrower that he or she needs to pay the money back in time.
Yeah, okay. This information is very important for the company that who want to try the robot or the voice bot, or maybe for the collection, because maybe we can split like 2 teams. First is for robot, and second is for human still, or maybe the agent we call after the robot calling. So yeah,
absolutely.
Number one is very important. Okay.
Yeah.
My second question is, how about the support if we have some error occurs because the Rudder using like Indonesian cloud, okay, and the program is in China. So how you fix it? How if some error in our production, and how the SLA, and how about that?
So this is a very important question for bank customers and multi-finance customers. So firstly, we have our company Indonesia already, but because of the pandemic, we have difficulty in deploying the local team right now today. But in normal circumstances, we will have our sales team, technical support team, and engineering team, at least part of the engineering team in Jakarta, to support our customers directly. So this is a very straightforward and short answer. And another very good thing about having a cloud-based SaaS solution is, as long as there is some problems or errors occur, we can fix it anywhere in this world immediately once we find the problem. And that's how we can serve our 40 plus customers in Indonesia, Philippines, India at the same time.
Oh, very interesting. So if you prepare the technician in Indonesia, if you don't mind, so what the scope of the responsibility with the technician in Indonesia and the technician in China?
So for the engineer team in China, they will try to build our AI infrastructure. For example, behind the scene, we need to iterate our ASR, so-called ASR, ANU, and TTS, these AI infrastructure day in and day out. So gradually, without any explicit notice from our customers, our accuracy, our ability to understand what the customers or borrowers are talking about will be improved gradually without any notice of our customers. This is what the China's engineering team will do. And for more front-end engineering work, to build customized robot to achieve the desired result, the desired outcome, and desired user experience for our customers. We need to have a very close relationship. We should have a very close work relationship with our customers. And to do that, we need our team to be in Indonesia, to be in Jakarta with our clients. That's basically how we can separate two teams for the engineering work.
Okay, and my next question is, as your system can define if the phone number is not valid, for example, like voicemail, or maybe like invalid number, for example.
Okay. Okay, this is a very good question about the details of our technology, and I'm more than happy to answer it. To tell whether phone number is valid or invalid or in any very detailed status, for example, voicemail, we need to try to call this phone number for a very short, brief time. For example, 3 to 5 seconds. And by that, we will get the very short audio recording for the ringtone. So we will then analyze the ringtone and determine whether it's a valid phone number or invalid phone number, or whether or not it's some sound from the voicemail. And the accuracy for such a phone verification system can be as high as 95%. So some of our clients, some of our customers, they use this phone verification service to automate their underwriting process. So they want to make sure the phone numbers of their borrowers, potential borrowers, and the emergent contacts of these potential borrowers are at least valid.
Okay, my last question, okay? I'm curious about the Traveloka because Traveloka is one of your customer. If you don't mind, can you maybe share with us what product did Traveloka buy for you? Because from the Bianca presentation, you have collection, telemarketing, and QA robot. So maybe what Traveloka buy from AI Rudder?
Oh, okay, Bianca will answer this question. Yeah.
Okay. Actually, we have worked with them in several products. But the first product we worked is the quality assurance, is the QA product.
Okay.
And the next part will be the connection. We are doing the testing now.
Yeah, and for Traveloka, QA is really what they concern a lot because they want to check their audio conversation between their DEX agents and their customers fully. So they don't want to just sample 100 or 200 audio recordings each day, and we can help them with that. And to make the things even better for them, we customized a QA model for them. So they give us a list of their keywords which they think is inappropriate to speak or to talk in their conversation with their customers. And they also share with us their standard operation procedure when having a conversation with the customers. And we integrated these keywords and SOP in our QA model and tailored QA robot for Traveloka. So they are very happy about the solution.
So the QA robot, because you said that they control the agent and the customer. Who is the agent? The agent is the robot or human?
QA product is only checking human agent audience.
And the QA is human.
Yeah.
QA is robot check agent recording.
Okay, so your QA robot check the agent Traveloka, who is a human, who are called the customer.
Yes.
Exactly.
Very interesting. Robot checking human. Okay, this is the first time that that I heard about it.
So actually, so many people even fear that the AI might replace many jobs that the people are doing today, but it's not entirely true. In the case of QA, we are not replacing QA agents entirely. We just help them to check almost all the recordings in a very efficient way, so they can focus on those problematic recordings of their desk agents.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Kun and Bianca. I think it's enough.
Anyway, Miss Rani, may I know where do you come from, and may I know your company?
I am a Scrum Master in BV Finance Indonesia.
Oh, okay, noted. Okay, there are next question from Mr. Eko. Mr. Eko, are you still online? Maybe you want to asking live.
Ya, Mas Yogi. Sorry, nambah lagi pertanyaannya.
Okay.
Hi Bianca, sorry, I just
welcome back.
Welcome. Yeah. No, because I'm very interested with your collection technology. Okay, the one that I recalled in your presentation, that you can have the robot to set the tone of the call, whether it's soft call or it's a tough call or it's maybe a rude call or something. Because yeah, sometimes customers need to be toughened up a bit, right? What I still cannot, maybe you can share more on what I understand, the voice or the tone of the robot is pretty flat, right? You know, how can you make some pressure? You can do some, you know, pressure call to the customers, you know, with, it's not just raising the decibels, right? You need to have some words, you know, to give the pressure to the customers. The one that the recording that you, the demo that you played, you know, the human mentioned in Bahasa that, hey, you don't have any brain, you know, you don't have, you apply to us, you get the loan pretty easy, but you don't want to pay now, you know. How does this AI technology do that actually? I still cannot really get it.
Okay, so there are several parts of the robots, the AI technology. The first the part is the how the robot can speak this sentence with the user. The script, what the contents of robot speak is from our design. Like we write a script together, you confirm the contents the robot will speak. When the user asks a question, how can we reply? When the user say, I don't have money, how can we give them pressure? So we already imagine this scenery and write a map in different answers. So that is what we call script. After we confirm this script, we will let our recorder to do the recording or the script. That is the reason why we can have different tone. If you want the soft style, we can let the recording to do a soft pronounce like some buggy, like this way. So the so the tone, the recording can control and give you different performance, because that is the human can do that. And the next part is how robot know in what time, what question she need to reply. That is because our technology, ASR and NLU. The first is our technology will transfer the user's speaker to text, and or NLU will understanding what the meaning of this text. Then they will give us a robot, or the user said, I don't have money, means he don't want to pay. So our design will tell the robot, this time you need to give the users pressure. So the pressure's answer will be from robot to speak. So that is the step one by one.
So it's more of a predefined script recorded by the user, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yes. And I should mention that this is the state-of-the-art way of building an interactive robot in industrial usage. I know in university colleges, for example, the best way to build a robot maybe to generate the response in real time. But in real use, such a way is not the ideal one to have a very usable robot in actual life, I should say. So till this day, when you want to build a robot, the best way is to predefine a dialogue map. And then you record all the necessary recordings. And in our case, we plug in some variables like the due date, the name, the amount, something like that. And then we will have a very usable robot. Everything is regulated, predefined, so you don't have to worry about the malfunction of the robot.
Okay, so in that case, if we want to record some kind of pressure calls, you know, sometimes in collection condition, we need some you know, some wording from a pressure from a certain kind of dialect. I mean, certain way of saying is quite effective in collection. I mean, if I'm just fairly speaking, if I'm giving a tough call using a Javanese dialect, it's not as effective as if I'm using an Ambonese dialect or a Batak dialect. It's what happened in if we are in the collection business. So in that case, if we record it earlier, then we can do that kind of things, right? I mean, it's a predefined recording, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So this is what we call the domain knowledge or the expert knowledge. So you as an expert in collection in loan business, so you know what kind of scenarios works better. So we can predefine that and build a robot for that scenario.
So because if it's a predefined recording, what goes in my mind is more like a machine learning. But this is not a machine learning, like, you know, the robot is not doing a self-study machine learning, right? This is a predefined recording, defined by the logic and the script, like what Bianca mentioned, right?
So the term for this predefined mind map is called the finite state machine.
Yeah.
So this is a state machine that has finite states, number of states. And the machine learning part really occurs in the NLU module, where for each intention to be identified by the robot, we need a lot of corpus, a lot of language data to tell the computer that if the customer say such and such a thing, the underlying intention might be this or that. So that is the machine learning part. So we cannot just use some very simple technology such as keyword matching or regular expression to do that. We need to use the classification, the natural language processing to build our natural language understanding, the NLU module.
Okay. Thank you, Bianca, and maybe
thank you for very insightful questions.
I'm really interested in this collection things. Maybe my second one is for telemarketing, because I was also handling telemarketing. I just want to know the stats, the number that you have. What is the pickup rate and the close deal rate comparison between AI robot team and human telemarketing maybe in your experience with your clients also.
Yeah.
Oh,
There is two different groups telemarketing will use. The first is the new clients, never apply for your loan before. The second part is the old clients. So
existing clients,
the new clients is different because it's up to your clients list quality. Some list of new clients will be buying from the marketing. Some list of new clients will be from like the download your application before but never doing the loan. So that's different list. The pickup rates will be also different, but our experience will be more on the old good quality users pickup. The pickup rate will be double than the human agent.
Okay, that's good. That's the pickup rate. What is the close deal rate?
Close deal, we suggest is like we suggest the strategy. We are not let the robot to call to the user only. We let the human to follow. So that is the combination result.
So the first reach is the robot. Once it pick up, and then we're going to close the deal. We're going to negotiate the rate number and so on. Will be transferred to human.
Yes.
Oh, that's how it works. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think that's all, Mas Yogi. Thank you, Mr. Kun, Miss Bianca. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Mas Eko.
Thank you.
And there are a lot of questions too from Biani and Mrs. Yacinta. But before we doing live question, I would like to write 3 questions from registered participant, but they cannot join with our forum. First question is from Indra Cipta. He is from Advanced AI. I think it's your competitor, maybe. The question is, have your company already comply with Indonesian regulation? That's the first question. And the second question is from Bowo. He is HR head from Bank Mizuho Indonesia. It is expensive to implement AI-based HR system in order to improve employee experience. And the third question is from Agusmar Yamami, head of Permata Bank Syariah. Will AI disrupt banking industry? Bianca and Mr. Kun Wu, can you answer the question? Thank you.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. So the first question is from Advanced AI, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Advanced AI is not our competitor, really.
Oh.
So, and their co-founder, their COO, just talked with us yesterday. Want to work with us in Indonesia because they have the underwriting products and the data service, but they don't have the collection service. So they want to work with us to have a more comprehensive.
So you will collaboration with Advanced AI.
Yeah, maybe in the very near future. Okay. So this is a very important question because the financial industry is very, very heavily regulated in almost all the countries in this world. And so before we want to penetrate the financial industry, we want to 100% make sure that our product and service is not only regulated, but also secured. And to do that, we have several different kinds of endeavors already. First, for example, we have our security module to encrypt all of our phone numbers so that our customers' data will be well protected. And secondly, we will do the masking for any sensitive data that the robot doesn't necessarily need to know. And third, we work closely with our clients to make sure that our infrastructure is under regulation. For example, we put all our data, our server, and our workflow in Indonesia. So our combined effort, and we also put our skins in the game. So we have our local company, we have our local team in Jakarta. We're willing to show that we want to do business. We want to help our clients to be successful in their business, and we want to do this together.
Okay.
So that's how we address the regulation issues.
Okay, thank you. And the second question?
Would you mind repeating the second question?
Okay, from Mr. Bowo, he is head HR from Bank Mizuho Indonesia. Is it expensive to implement AI-based HR system in order to improve employee experience?
So the employee experience is really a very important thing in our mind. And when we try to design each of our product or service, we put that one of our top priorities, because the very good thing about any technology revolution is to free people, ordinary people, from repetitive and laborious, onerous, and simple work, to liberate people, liberate their intelligence for more advanced, more fruitful work. So this is what we want to do by using AI. Take QA, for example. Before using QA, our QA robot, Traveloka needs to let their QA engineers to listen randomly hundreds of audio recordings each day, and that's not a very good job in our mind. So we want to change that, and by using our robot, we will give them all the textual data about their conversations, and we will give them all the scores and the risks about each conversation. So their people can use very simple tools such as Excel or other spreadsheet applications to sort by the risk of these conversations and double check the most problematic ones. So by these endeavors and efforts, we believe the employees' experience will be greatly enhanced.
Okay, actually, in front of me, there are 24 questions, but I just will read 3 questions. The last question is, will AI describe banking industry? It's the question from Agus Mariamami, the head of Permata Bank Syariah. Will AI describe banking industry? What your opinion?
I think we will, if to disrupt means to change something in a positive way. So for the banking industry, I think the very important thing is to digitalization. So we have talked with some private banks in Indonesia. So like banks in other countries, in the United States, in Singapore, in China, even in Hong Kong. So everything can be digitalized. People don't need to go to bank for their business, whether they are individuals or they are companies. So they can enjoy all the banking services in their home or in their office. And for Indonesia, from what I learned, the underbanking population and unbankable population is quite large till this day. And we want to help change that situation. We want to make sure that in the near future, everybody can enjoy the banking services for the whole country. So I think AI can help that. And for example, AI can automate the telemarketing, the collection, and all kinds of information notification services. And when in the past you may not know so much about your potential customers, but now with the help of big data, with the help of robot telephone call, you can do that in a very effective way.
Okay, Mr. Kun, thank you. Very clear answer from you. Okay, we will continue to live question. There are questions from Biani and Miss Yacinta. Hey, Biani, please speak online. Okay.
Hi everyone. Such a very interesting discussion tonight we have. So actually, I'm really in touch with the marketing part, and you've also have a CRM strategy, right? Customer service and also return and engagement. So in your perspective, what is your the best strategies? I mean, what make you differ from others aggregators in terms of CRM? What makes you different and more scalable than others? As we know that we have Salesforce is already well-known and numerous around the world, and we also have the new coming aggregator, the newcomers such as Vimo and Yugen. So what makes you something that differently scalable from others? I think that's all from me.
Okay. This is a very important question. We have enormous respect for the big names you mentioned in your question, such as Salesforce, and they are really our model of doing B2B business in the current market. And for the CRM, it's a very important topic for each company, almostly. And for Salesforce or other companies that doing the CRM business, what they offer is a customer relationship management system. So the key word here is to manage the relationship. For us, till this day, we don't manage your customer relation. We help create your customer relation. What does that mean? For example, when we engage with your customers using either telemarketing robot or collection robot, we will generate very important conversational data. And through this conversational data, you can understand what your customer really looks like, whether they are good customers, whether they are bad customers, whether they are your potential customers really, and you can take this data and save this data in your CRM system, in Salesforce, for example. This is what we can give you and what kind of value we can generate. We automatically engage with all your customers in a very effective way and generate structured and conversational unstructured data for you. And you can take this data through our API or our UI system and analyze this data in your own CRM system, such as Salesforce. And later, when the same customer appear again, you can understand what he or she really wants or he or she really looks like.
Are you also coming with the this kind of strategy? As we know in a marketing area, we have like above the line or below the line or to the line. So are you doing all these three things or only focusing on either above the line or below the line itself? So what is your strategy and your business doing here in CRM strategy here?
Okay, so in order to differentiate different CRM strategies, we will customize our robot according to your needs. So maybe some of customers want a more rougher model to manage their customers. Some want a more refined model, and we will introduce different understanding NLU module for different customers. So if you want a more refined model to manage your customer relationship, we can build a robot for that end. So after each marketing telephone calls, you will understand what category this potential customer, your prospect, really belong to.
Oh, very interesting. Thanks so much.
Okay, next question from Miss Yacinta. Miss Yacinta, are you still online?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Please, your question, Miss Yacinta.
Yeah, I'm listening to Eko and Biani, and then now we are running also with some application in our company. The question is, this is sometimes that is the hardest part in implementing such a new application. And how about this technology? amongst your clients in Indonesia, I don't know how many clients do you have in Indonesia. What is the hardest part in preparing this technology to be implemented in such a company?
Let me reply this question. First, we already have more than 40 clients in Indonesia now. And most of them is from fintech company, and some of them is from multi-finance, and also the Traveloka is from travel platform. And the hardest part of the preparation to use our technology is to change your existing procedure to let the robots join and help your human. Just imagine the robot is like a new group. Now you only have the human group. So you have a new group join. How to change your procedure to divide your users to robots and let the robots turn out to the human. So that is the strategy and the procedure you need to design and change in your existing system now. Besides that, the testing and the API integration and the formal use is so easy. Just your existing system change will be the hardest part. That's my
to use the word I just talked with Mr. Yogi. The difficult part is to disrupt the existing business procedure that our clients have. This is number one. And another thing is we need to understand the domain knowledge of different industries, what financial industry really needs, what the banking industry really needs, what the fintech industry really needs, and what's the OTA, the Traveloka, their business really needs, or what some potential customers such as Tokopedia, Shopee really need. We need to understand their business. We not only understand our own service and products or technology. The most important part to use AI is to understand our customers' needs and their industry.
Yeah, we hope the final product you use can solve your pain point now. So that is the value of our product.
Yeah, okay. Since banking in Indonesia is very highly regulated, sometimes even we still find difficulties in preparing our SOP. Sometimes when they are auditing us, they find something, this is not proper, this is not correct, then I cannot imagine, oh my God, how long we should prepare. This preparation could be the hardest part of implementing this technology, because banking is quite different with the fintech. Fintech is, all the process is shorter than our. That's all.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
But
thank you for the info. I will talk to the IT team.
Thanks.
Maybe after this event, we can do some meeting, Miss Yacinta, with
Oke. Mas Yogi ini emang pinter nih kalau komporin.
Oh, of course.
Okay, thank you, Bianca and Kun Wu.
Thank you, Miss Yacinta. Okay, Bianca and Mr. Kun, I think I will read the last question from Audit in site. There's a question from Mr. Burhan, he's offline. He is audit from Bank Sinarmas Tbk. The question is, how to mitigate AI risk against cyber criminals such as virus, spam, and other. Thank you.
This is a very similar question with the one we just answered. That is how to make sure that we are regulated legally under the guidance of Indonesian law system, for example. And AI is, as we introduced in our slide decks, is a combination of three things: the computation power, the machine learning model, and lastly, but not least, the big data.
Big data.
And big data can incur cyber criminals of all kinds. But without big data, there's no AI, no machine learning, no recommendation, or no personalization, for example. There's no Google, no Facebook, and no robot for example, no voice bot. So how to leverage technology to do good things, it really is a matter of how to regulate the data and the AI system. But the very good thing that is happening all over the world today is governments of all the major countries, including Indonesia, China, EU, and the United States. They have very detailed and comprehensive regulations and laws regarding the application of AI. For example, when I was still working for Qtech, and we shipped our products to EU, and we had to fully abide by the GDPR. You might already know what GDPR means, and that's a very strict rule about and law about how to leverage AI and big data. And basically, my answer stays the same about how to do business in Indonesia by offering our AI technology and services. And time will will prove that what we want to offer is the very good side of AI and very good side of big data.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Mr. Kun and Bianca. Is there any last statement from both of you?
I want to again thank all of you who joined this session online and who maybe have some difficulty joining this session online. Anyway, leave a lot of very insightful questions to us, and we want to help you addressing any further questions and issues regarding the technology, AI technology, and AI possibilities. So just keep in touch and send us any further questions, and we will happy to answer all of them.
Yes, for the local support, Mr. Anwar will be our local representative. If any of you are interested with our technology or product, Mr. Anwar will meet with you personal to visit. So that will be more better to do the communication.
Mr. Anwar, do you have any quick statement? Mr. Anwar, are you still on? Okay.
Sorry. Kemute. Sorry.
Mas Anwar, barangkali ada last statement dari PIC acara hari ini, Mas Anwar.
Ya, mungkin untuk beberapa teman-teman yang ingin lebih tahu tentang teknologi ini, bisa menghubungi saya juga bisa. Nanti kita bisa memberikan insight yang lebih tentang produk koleksi.
Oke.
Bisa menghubungi saya juga bisa untuk mengetahui tentang produk collection robot ini.
Baik.
Ya.
Siap. Mas Anwar sudah bergabung di IBC. Nanti barangkali dari sini ada rekan-rekan IBC yang ingin tanya-tanya lebih lengkap, bisa kita hubungkan dengan Mas Anwar, Mr. Kun, or Bianca. Well, with the end of Q&A session at the IBC online sharing session tonight, so we must close this event. Don't forget to join IBC paid member so we can do something, get some insight like this. And finally, we would like to say thank you to the keynote speaker, Mr. Kun and Bianca, and also the participants who have joined at this event. I'm sorry if there are some deficiencies through the event. See you again at next IBC online sharing session. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good night, everybody. Thank you, Mr.
Terima kasih.
Waalaikumsalam.
Terima kasih.
Thank you lagi.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.